The woman of Revelation 12 is full of mysteries, especially when it comes to her children. Yes, I said children. Allow me to explain. Typically, when a prophetic birth occurs, a sign in the sky happens after, like in the cases of Moses and Jesus. Before she travailed, she brought forth. Isaiah 66:7, which tells us that the actual birth of the man-child occurred before today's sign appeared in the heavens. All of the stars are aligned September 23rd to tell you how it all began. When Revelation 12 opens, we can clearly see that the woman is in labor and a dragon is waiting for the man-child to be born. But there is one thing you should know about this dragon. It's ancient knowledge that is meant to translate this part. The dragon eats his own tail, which means the end can be found in the beginning. It has also been discovered that man-child and child are two very different words in Hebrew. Man-child indicates a firstborn male. The other child would be the last of the children because the dragon is showing us the first and the last-born child of the woman by eating his own tail. The stars also indicate that there are two children portrayed being born. I will leave a link below to this video that shows the two separate births in the stars better than I can. It explains that the man-child is not in heaven and on earth at the same time, but that there are two children. The first goes on to rule the world, and the last child who is first to see heaven, and the last shall be first. Let's take a look at Revelation 12, verse 5. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. But how many births did she really have before the sign appeared in the heavens? It would appear that there were several. Different translations of Revelation 12:17 have the dragon going on to make war with the remnant of her seed, offspring, or children at the end. That would mean that she could have a minimum of two middle children. Children that are attacked by Satan just like the first and the last-born siblings. Rapture does not appear to be a fluent theme as much as the suffering of the family is. In fact, the youngest child is attacked right before he gets caught up, which could imply he died as the result of a murder. We can more clearly see this because the signs are occurring in such a way that the picture is coming more clearly into view despite what scholars had presumed was correct in the past. The first 5 verses are talking about 2 births, not 1. What happened to that last child may not have been the beautiful experience people wanted to believe. The last child is attacked and suddenly he isn't on earth anymore. It indicates that the constant attacks on that family have been brutal and heartbreaking. The stars in the sky are a sign that the hidden is about to be revealed, just like a baby is hidden in the womb until it is born, or like a bride that is veiled that is finally unveiled. The truth, all of it, is going to be at our disposal soon, a day that is marked this Saturday, which is a Sabbath, a very special Sabbath indeed, a day that is 33 days exactly from the August eclipse, like the age of Jesus, when he sacrificed his life for us, a day that is 33 days from the sign of the bride. Besides the over-coincidental numbers surrounding this event, there is a stress building among the people, waiting like a slow and cruel death for the gavel to pound. This is the time to exercise your faith and trust in God. This is the time to seek that peace that goes beyond understanding and believe that your life and all things are in God's hands. Florida gave us a great example to learn from before Irma was scheduled to hit. They glorified God in the midst of the storm. Like the stars in the heavens that shout, "Watch this," so are we in his mighty hands. Will anything happen the very day of September 23rd? I don't know. But something undeniably interesting has surfaced about this year's International Day of Peace and Prayer. The words peace and safety are both in the theme. So when you think about when they declare peace and safety, September 21st, then sudden destruction comes like a woman in travail, September 23rd, it lines up perfectly with Scripture. and it appears that secret meetings about a pending peace deal have been occurring, and the UN might be stepping in to force the issue. The closer we get to a solution in Israel, the more bizarre weather phenomena has become, such as a Hawaii volcano erupting, such as Soda Springs, Idaho, is in the middle of a volcanic field, as well as Pecos, Texas, which has also seen an uptick in activity. And the 8.1 earthquake that hit Mexico was actually a major plate slip, not a regular tremor and not a volcanic one. That is why suddenly megaquake drills were suddenly being enacted, because the plates in Mexico are related to the plates in Washington state. Usually plate slips happen in a sequence, and it is no secret that the US is seriously worried about the West Coast. The truth is, the weather has mesmerized me into a perpetual state of shock. I couldn't report on what I couldn't take my eyes off of. But this is an event you don't see every day. And in the stars, it tells a story that has been waiting to come to light for hundreds of years, even if it wasn't quite what you were expecting. This week, we find ourselves in the middle of prophecy. We find ourselves the only ones who get to see what everyone else has been talking about. Try to keep an open mind. The truth was hidden from the scholars by God all of these years for a reason. Think about that. Make sure your house is in order. Get ready. Everything is about to change. God bless you all, and I'll see you next time.